Well, hello there, my friend, and welcome to this week's broadcast. I am Anne LaFollette, a surface pattern designer, online educator, and creative entrepreneur. And I am very excited to be here this week to do a little bit of mindset coaching. That's going to be my focus here in the month of March. And week 1 of March that we're in right now, kind of hard to believe it's already the month of March. But I wanted to share some tips that I have when you fall into what I call the comparison trap. Now, as creatives, we are in communities together, right? You may be in Anne's Art Club with me. You may also be in one of my either free or paid programs. And inside those communities, there are a lot of us, right? And we're sharing our work with one another. You might also be someone who just purchased Bonnie Christine's immersion program, which starts this week. And one of the things that can happen at the very beginning of a new program that you've invested in is you can see everyone else's work, and it can get a little overwhelming. And you can fall into the comparison trap, meaning comparing yourself to someone else. And this is a very natural thing to have happen, but it is really important from a mindset perspective to move through it because you don't want it to stop you in your tracks. You don't want it to make you feel like you made a bad decision. You also don't want it to just make you feel bad because whenever we compare ourselves to others, of course, we always feel like we're unworthy or we're not good enough or everyone around us is way farther ahead of us. And one of the things that my dear friend Kathleen Lambert says is don't compare your blooper reel to someone else's highlight reel because you don't know anything really about them except for superficially what they might be posting in a common community, right? In a creative community. So I have 3 tips for you. And I want to share those with you because I think they'll help you move through the comparison trap and continue to focus on your own work and on your self-confidence because you can absolutely be successful. Whether you're in Bonnie's course, learning to be a surface pattern designer, whether you're in my academy program, also learning how to be an online creative entrepreneur with your artwork, or whether or not you've taken my free program from Doodles to Dollars. So tip number 1 is to reaffirm your why. And what I mean by that is take a few minutes to remember why did you make this investment in the first place? So again, you might have invested in my academy program last year and maybe you're still going through it and enjoying it and you're still in our common community, right? In our alumni group, seeing people continue to post their work. Or as I mentioned, you might have just started or be starting Bonnie Christine's course, Surface Design Immersion, and you're seeing everybody post their work. So spend some time to reaffirm your why. Why did you make the investment? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve through this learning journey that you're just embarked on or that you're continuing on? Because we all are on this journey over and over and over again, right? It's not ever going to end, right? It's a continuum. It's an ongoing continuum. So what I like to do is I like to reaffirm my why. I like to write down exactly why it is that I'm doing what I'm doing. What my goals are, and I actually repeat those to myself. I read them in the morning when I get up. I put them at the top of the page of my journal. I use Michael Hyatt's Full Focus Planner. And as I write down what my 3 big goals are for the day, I also reaffirm my why. Another really fun thing to do with your why is make it, figure out how to make it kind of a short sentence and then create a beautiful illustration around it. And then print that out and put it on your bulletin board or put it inside your planner so that you see it every day and read it to yourself to reaffirm why it is that you're doing what you're doing and to help you continue to move forward because there are going to be stumbling blocks. There's always times when our creativity kind of dries up, and I'm going to talk about that in another video this month. But reaffirming your why and actually leaning into it and defining it and then creating a pretty illustration. You can print it out and put it on your fridge. Will really, really help you to stay focused. Tip number 2 is to focus on the work. So stop looking around at what everybody else is doing. Remember why you're there and the progress that you want to make. So take out your calendar and make sure you've reserved enough time during the course of the week to get through the video lessons or the additional workbooks that might be provided or additional digital downloads that you're going to want to work through. And focus on doing the work, because that's why you're here to begin with, right? You're here because you want to learn something new or you want to hone your skills and take them to the next level. And so what better thing to do than to focus on the work itself, because you will see amazing progress. Even if you're only able to reserve between 15 minutes to a half an hour every day to work on your creativity, when you look back after a month of doing that, you will see tremendous progress in your work. And listen, one of the things that holds us back the most is these voices in our head that are telling us that we're not good enough because we're comparing ourselves to everyone else. And so one of the most effective ways to put that at bay is for you to focus on your work and focus on your creative practice and to take yourself seriously as a creative. So that is tip number 2, is focus on the work. And then finally, tip number 3 is to celebrate every win. And for those of you who know me, you know that this is a really important kind of mantra for me. I don't think that we celebrate each other or ourselves enough. And I think that we're always helping other people. We're always making sure that we're giving big congratulations when someone else posts something that's really beautiful. We're supporting them. We're cheering them on. We do that with our families. We do that with our friends. We do that with our parents. We do that with our children and all of our relatives. And so it's important for you to celebrate yourself. You're unique. What you have to bring out into the world through your creativity is like no one else. And we need to celebrate that. And you need to celebrate every win, whether that's celebrating the fact that you got through a week and kept up with all the class material, whether that's celebrating the fact that you've been practicing using different techniques. And as you practice, you're honing those skills and making kind of part of, for example, using Adobe Illustrator kind of move into the background, and you're able to really just focus more on the creativity because Adobe Illustrator is just a tool in your toolbox now. It's like another set of pens. But celebrate every win, small, medium-sized, or big, because that helps refill our well, and it helps us build our self-confidence, and it helps us keep moving forward. And if you have a win to share, please pop over to my private Facebook group, Anne's Art Club, and share it with us. I can't wait to celebrate with you. So those are my 3 tips to move through the comparison trap. The first is to reaffirm your why. The second is to focus on the work. And the third is to celebrate every win. I hope you found these valuable. And as you know, I always like to say in closing that I am Anne Follett, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week. If you enjoyed this broadcast, please go to my website, AnneLafolletteArt.com. What you see on screen is the cover image that you see as soon as you land on the website. And all the way at the bottom, you can follow me on Instagram at Anne LaFollette Art. And there's a link there for you to click on. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Anne LaFollette, and you can click on the subscribe button and then hit that little bell so that you're notified the next time I have a broadcast for you.